Today in the crypto space, we see a bit of a dip throughout the market. Bitcoin down approximately 2% and Ethereum down approximately 2.5%. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing a bit of weakness, and of course, it's extending to these altcoins. Some of these altcoins are in a deep retracement. But today, guys, in today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin that is going against the grain, and that project is called Immutable X. IMX is the ticker. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects that you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. But better yet, guys, join that Discord. The Discord is a great community. Lots of good trade setups, fundamentals, learning material, and all that good stuff. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with this market. We're going to look at the top 100 here, get an overall feel of what's been happening in the last 24 hours, give or take. And then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin to see, as a leading indicator, if Bitcoin keeps on coming down, the likelihood is that we're going to see a big impact on the altcoins. So we're going to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. And of course, then we're going to be focusing on IMX, Immutable X. Guys, Immutable X right now is going against the grain. It's definitely going rogue, doing its own thing. And of course, fundamentally, it could have some good bullish news. But I'm going to show you today, that at the end of the day, price action can be traded regardless of fundamentals. So we're going to focus on price action, and you're going to see how price action works out. Most of the time, we can make great trades just focusing on price action. All right, let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin coming down, a little bit of a dip, down 2%. Ethereum doing the same thing, coming down to those lower levels. Of course, both heavyweights have a big impact on the market. BNB coming down as well. Many of these altcoins coming down to those lower levels, grinding to the downside, dipping down. And of course, these are the opportunities to be buying dips. And in my opinion, it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm waiting to see if the market continues coming down in the short term. I'll be ready to be accumulating, and I'm looking for lower price targets, of course, on some of these altcoins because I want to get on those fire sales, buying low and selling high. We have few dips around, around the market, but nothing significant. Only about 2 to 3% so far. You can see that Polygon coming down approximately 3.2%. No lower lows just of yet, so that's something to consider. Are these dips causing structure breaks? That's more important than anything. Of course, we're looking for breaks of trend. We're looking for breaks of structure, and with only a 2 to 3% dip, don't expect that to really be the case, right? We have Stellar coming down, XLM with almost 4% dip, Uniswap coming down, but no lower low just of yet. Double bottom, maybe we break down, maybe we get a nice bounce. Many people are going to be looking at this opportunity as a very healthy risk to reward ratio opportunity, going long at previous lows, and it's very likely that stop losses could be placed right in that area. And of course, maybe a short squeeze for a pop to the upside is likely, right? So this is something that we're going to consider, of course. And if you keep on looking down in this market, we do have plenty retracements to be had. Lido down approximately 5%. We have Filecoin back at the bottom of the range. In fact, breaking below the range. And right now is not looking the greatest for Filecoin. Down approximately 4.5%. Signifies, maybe a continuation to the downside. If you're going to get into any short positions, in my opinion, what you should be waiting for is a slight pullback to the upside. And hopefully you can get a better entry. Getting in right now, especially after a strong impulse to the downside of 4.5%, you're basically buying, or you're going short in a scenario where you're already falling significantly. It's like almost like, catching a falling knife, or in this case, buying the top. Really, you're buying the bottom, going short. You're buying already an impulsive move to the downside. So wait for a retracement up, some relief to the upside. And if you're going to go short, that might be the opportunity, or maybe the opportunity to take profit if you're in a long position on Filecoin. I like Filecoin. I like Arweave. I like a lot of the projects within this narrative. But of course, we want to ride the ebb and flows. We want to ride the ups and downs, the peaks and the valleys. And that's what we're currently trying to snipe here. ICP, bottom of the range, once again, double bottom. Mantle coming down to those lower levels. VeChain still holding strong. However, down approximately 2.5%. Structure wise, price action wise, within range, holding at previous lows. If it holds, great. If it doesn't, expect a bit of a dip here, and like similar to Filecoin, where we will break through that structure and come down to lower lows, maybe Bart Simpson style retracement to the downside. So let's anticipate, that it could happen. Obviously, we'll pay attention to momentum. You know what? I'm going to put VeChain on the list for tonight's live stream. If you do have any projects that you want me to cover in tonight's live stream at 7:30 Eastern, feel free to let me know, and I'll put them in top priority. But right now, I want to take a look at VET tonight. I'll put it on the list. And as we keep on coming down, we have Optimism. Why not? Down 6.3%. OP, come on, OP. Get a bit of support here. But at the end of the day, it could be something to celebrate in a way. Obviously, nobody wants bearish price action. I get it. Nobody wants bearish price action. But at the end of the day, they are opportunities to be had. Optimism right now is coming down so that we can buy the dips on the cheap. So look at it in that perspective. And of course, if you're fundamentally bullish, you are excited right now with this fire sale, right? Caspa coming down approximately 4%. I'll be interested in shorting Caspa upon a relief back test, maybe getting that head and shoulders type of formation on lower time frames, but I'm interested. But right now, Caspa has been on a tear, so we don't want to get caught on the wrong side of the trade. So let's get some more confirmations on Caspa. Right now, my bias is to the downside again, after another impulse up that was looking very weak. You got to admit, although we did get that impulse out of the previous consolidation where I entered that short, I was basically stopped out in a bit of profit, so that's okay. But now that we got that next leg up and we got a bit of a bearish divergence, and maybe we get a confirmation high, a lower high, guys, it might be the beginning of potential shorting opportunity once again. So cut your losses on trades that don't work out and re-enter at next areas of confirmation, and that's what I'm going to be looking for Caspa. Guys, I'm not bearish on Caspa, just to correct many of you that may be thinking that. I'm not bearish. I just realize, and I know that there are ebb and flows. There are opportunities to, capitalize on volatility. And as a trader, not just as a long-term holder, as a trader, I want to be able to pack a bigger bag of Caspa through trading. Okay, so one way is to invest. One way is to just be a holder, a hodler. You're just going to be buying, accumulating at lower levels. And then there's another of being a trader. And guys, I'm both. I like to do both because I want to make sure I have skin in the game for the long term, but at the end of the day, I want to have a short-term portfolio, a spot portfolio that I'm willing to trade in and out of the market. And when there's time for leverage, guys, I'll definitely get into some leverage positions. But right now, I'm having fun trading spot, and so far so good. All right, let's continue. The graph looking pretty good in the last little while, but this little pullback at 2.8% is, a little bit of a pullback, but the trend is still upwards. The structure overall for GRT is still pretty good, so we're okay. Look at Immutable X flying to the upside, guys. What a fat breakout for IMX. Okay, so this is something to consider. IMX looking really strong, 23% to the upside in the last 24 hours, 30% plus in the last 7 days. Guys, today's video is all about Immutable X. I want to take a look at what's happening with regards to price action, because fundamentally, to be honest, I don't even know, and I don't want to know, because it does prove my aspect of saying, price charts can give you what you need in order to make profitable trades. You don't need to focus on fundamentals significantly all the time, especially for quick moves to the upside. Quick moves to the downside, you can get in based on price action, and we'll take a look at that very, very soon. Of course, guys, fundamentals are great, no doubt, especially for accumulation. And if you're looking for fundamentals, guys, I release deep dives every Sunday where I talk about different projects. I've been releasing many of them in the last little while. I did one on on GFAL, Games for a Living. I did one on Taraxa. I did one on many projects. Go check them out. They're on the channel. Right, the last one I did was on my Miria. Go check that one out if you're interested in a solid gaming project. And in fact, I also did one on Games for a Living, where another very, very solid gaming project. So many deep dives throughout the weeks, and I'm gearing towards another one. I'm going to be releasing another one on Sunday. I just haven't settled as to which project that will be. If you want to chime in, if you want to give me your 2 cents, if you want to be a part of that decision, join the Discord. There's a channel there that you can basically give me your 2 cents, and I will take them in consideration. Of course, I want to make sure that my deep dives obviously tailor to my audience and the interest of my audience, because at the end of the day, this is what we're here for. We're here to learn and prepare together as a community for this bull run. All right. right, so let's continue. What else do we have? Algo showing some strength lately, and the dip didn't even affect it that hard. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Holding up sideways, not bad. At least sideways. Stacks taking a bit of a dip. Synthetics taking a little bit of a beating more than usual, more than the rest. So that's not the greatest thing to see. But as we scroll down, Injective taking a bit of a dip as well, but structure is still higher highs, higher lows so far. So we should be okay there. Radix holding up pretty strong. I'm interested in Radix. Phantom, bottom of the range, double bottoming, slightly lower low, maybe. You know, this is the thing, taking a bit of risk. Look at Frax, Ether, what's happening? KuCoin's looking strong. What about the other centralized exchange tokens? Exchange tokens have been doing very well. Look, Huobi taking a bit of a dip, 2.9%, while KuCoin continues going up. Rollbit still grinding to the downside, down approximately 27% in 7 days. Not looking good there for Rollbit overall. Casper, another dip here. A few dips. Terra Luna Classic, 5.3% to the upside, guys. Look at Terra Luna Classic. Is this the beginning of a comeback? Guys, it would be epic to see Terra Luna Classic make a comeback. But speaking of comebacks, guys, I know a lot of us want Solana to make that comeback, and to be honest, forget Terra Luna Classic. I want to give Solana that chance. We need to give Solana that chance. You know, I am personally putting my money more where my mouth is, and I'm buying Solana very slowly. Obviously, not heavy positions, but slow and steadily. I am building a position on Solana. I believe that Solana, if it does make a comeback, and it most likely will, it would be one of the greatest comebacks of all time here in the crypto space. Okay, so overall consensus, dips, lots of them happening, and then one random pump to the upside from Immutable X, looking strong. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. What's happening with Bitcoin? Took a bit of a dip, right? Lower high, not the greatest confirmation there as a lower high. A bit of a rejection, basically respecting the bottom of this volume gap. You can see this empty space right here that is causing, you know, the bears to basically step in and protect this zone. And then all of a sudden, we are continuing to the downside, while the RSI on the daily momentum is still trekking to the upside. Guys, let's look at this in a little bit more detail so that we can come up with a plan. What is happening here? You know, I really truly feel that we have to respect momentum. You know, momentum on the daily is still moving to the upside. Okay, let's be clear about this. Still moving to the upside. So it's very, very possible that Bitcoin could be looking for a continuation to the upside here. Okay, getting into overbought conditions would be absolutely epic for Bitcoin. Obviously, because then we can make some real decisions based on whether we're going to continue to the upside or if it's time to start going short. Right now, going short is problematic. The only reason being is that we didn't get overbought. And the chance is that if we do, the price will continue to the upside, and then you'll get wrecked if you're getting into shorts. That's an unfortunate thing. So as a momentum trader, I like to wait for extreme conditions. I'm not sure if Bitcoin's going to give it to us. That's the truth. You know, Bitcoin slowly, momentum wise, has been creating lower highs, right? Lower high, lower high. Are we expecting another lower high? Respecting this trend over time, seeing the momentum slowly consolidate and slowly create these lower highs. Now, even if we did respect that trend, guys, we didn't even hit that trend line. Let me kind of zoom in here so you can see what I mean. The momentum, the RSI, didn't even hit it. We did a little bit of a mean reversion play. Remember what I was talking about yesterday live about mean reversions, when the RSI basically gets very extended away from the yellow line, which is just a moving average. In this case, we tend to want to see the price action kind of get close back to it. So either we consolidate and wait for the average for the price or the EMA to kind of catch up to it, or the price dips and we get into a retracement mode where, you know, the price comes down and then we see the momentum come down and meet up with this yellow line. And we've seen, you know, maybe a bit of both. This is what we're seeing. The price action, in fact, did dip, and the yellow line is continue going up, and they're meeting up very, very soon. So this is the thing here, guys. Is this done? Maybe the dip is done and we continue to the upside. I know I'm sounding a little bit bullish right now, but that's the reality, right? The daily is getting a little bit of a pullback. Now, this is going to be a lot more clear on the 4 hour, and we're going to get into the 4 hour in a second. Okay, so we're getting a pullback. We're in the chop zone. It's very likely that maybe, you know, what I mean by the chop zone is that the RSI is in the 50% mark. That's the chop zone, usually where we go sideways quite a bit, and we're still kind of going sideways here. And it's likely that maybe we come down a little bit more. It could be we get that cross happening here. Maybe to respect this little bullish divergence trend, maybe even fall below the trend line. Try to invalidate this bullish divergence here. which, guys, is still intact. Lower lows on the price action, higher highs on the RSI. We're getting a bit of follow through, and this lower high is not the greatest, to be honest, and below the 200 daily is even worse. So now we got multiple confluence zones of resistance, which is the bottom of the volume gap. We have the 200 daily EMA, and of course seeing this momentum pull back in the MACD the way it looks right now with a pale green histogram bar, it does suggest that over time maybe we start to show some weakness. But don't get truly hung up on it, because the EMAs here, the EMAs really do need to make that bearish cross before we get a little bit bearish here, and at least one red histogram bar before we get bearish here. So just keep it in mind that we could be looking for a bit of a dip, a continuation down, but overall you're taking a chance because the daily is not fully reset in overbought conditions, and if it does happen, you're going to get wrecked if you go short right now. So this is the thing here. The only way I will be comfortable going short at this current moment is going on the 4-hour. Okay, that's the only thing. Let's see what happens here on the 4-hour. And we identified this bearish divergence very clearly yesterday, and I think even the day before. Higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the RSI in overbought conditions. MACD was already rolling over with an EMA cross, getting those red histogram bars to the downside. Okay, so that's what we're getting here right now, and this is why we're seeing Bitcoin basically pull back, get into back into consolidation below the 200 daily and slightly below the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. So not the greatest here as far as what's been happening with the trend. However, guys, that bullish divergence is still intact. We could be coming down for a bit of a back test, a confirmation low, a higher low, and then maybe another impulsive move to the upside for Bitcoin, and then we'll see the daily fully reset in overbought conditions. So for me, it's either this. Either you're not going to trade this because this price action is choppy, which is totally acceptable. Don't trade it. If you feel like this thing is, confusing and going to fake you out and get you wrecked, don't trade it. Wait for clear direction. However, if you're going to go along, wait for the 4-hour to complete its full path to the downside and get it oversold. We want to see the 4-hour get fully oversold, at least get down close enough to the 30% mark, and then start building a position. Now, if we break below and we still keep on coming down, we need to invalidate the bullish divergence that we have here that's on the daily. Okay, we got a bullish divergence on the daily. The only way we're going to do that is creating a lower low on the RSI, which, guys, that's going to be a tough one because you see how deep that low got there on the RSI. Let's get on the 4-day. You can see that, even here on the 4-day, this thing looks like on the 4-day that we want to get oversold. We want to come down as well. So we're getting a bit of, let's say, contradictory signals in different time frames. I still feel like the daily might want to get overbought, and if that's the case, be prepared that the 4-day is still pushing down, and this is where we're going to start to get confused, bouncing around on different time frames. So stick with the time frame. I like the daily. I feel like the daily at the end of the day might get another impulsive move to the upside. The 4-hour looks like it's trying to come down. Okay, so this is where we're at. Short term, continuation to the downside. Midterm, maybe a continuation to the upside, and then again the 4-day, big picture, really big picture, maybe we start breaking down after we get a nice follow through price action to the upside, hitting maybe about 28,900. So that's my bullish perspective in the short term, and how is this going to translate into IMX Immutable X? Okay, let's jump right into that, guys. This thing did a nice move today. In the last 24 hours, it rallied up, and now part of the objective here is to really realize what happens with price action and forget about fundamentals, right? Fundamentals at the current moment, let's put it on hold, and we can kind of look at what's been happening with the price action. And we came down to my green arrows, the green arrows that I put in there in anticipation of reaction. They're not necessarily pivot points, but they're good zones for reaction, and they could turn into pivot points, right? We got lower lows on this price action, very clear. Lower lows on the RSI. No sign of bullish divergence anywhere. Not here, not here, not here. Now, if we get into the bigger time frames, if possible, let's kind of get into the 4-day for a second. Looking here, right in this zone, nothing really. No real bullish divergence, nothing happening at all here for IMX. So we got to be a little bit understanding here that it's very likely that we want to get a bit of a signal of bullish divergence, right? But nonetheless, look at this nice little pump. It's up over 20% as we speak. It was a lot higher, maybe about 30-35%, but it did rocket to the top. Now, again, look what happened here. Look at the setup. We identified a nice double bottom, lower lows on the price action. The RSI wasn't giving us the bullish divergence, but the MACD was. Now, if you look at the MACD right on this pivot, Okay, lower lows on the price action. And if you look at the MACD, sorry, I don't know why I did that. Let's kind of zoom in here so you can see what I mean. This low and this low, upward sloping momentum, nice level of consolidation right around here, and a continuation up with that nice EMA cross to the upside. Nice volume for confirmation. Beautiful scenario. So because of the volume, I believe that the market is convicted. I believe that we wanted this impulse with some conviction, which is really healthy. Unfortunately, we did not even touch the first TP. The first TP was at these highs. A lot of people, you know, basically front run it, which is absolutely normal, guys. I always encourage front running because when you want to take profits where the majority is, the likelihood is that your orders won't get filled and you won't be taking profits. So you want to kind of front run just a little bit and scatter buy orders as you approach those high levels. And we got a bit of a rejection very close to the point of control at about 75 cents, and we got a bit of a rejection, pretty much eating up a lot of the potential gains that we had earlier on today. Now, if you look at the momentum here on the daily, we're almost already overbought. The reality is that we can continue to the upside here. We got a nice bullish divergence, like I mentioned, and the RSI is still pushing to the upside, and with no signs of bearish divergence, and so is the MACD. EMA's up and green histogram bars to the upside on the MACD. The likelihood here is that we continue testing to get to higher levels. Now, it could be a blow off top type of scenario, but it's not confirmed until we see more candle closes, especially on the daily. Okay, so the daily's not really giving it to us. The daily's suggesting let it continue going up. Okay, let's get into the 4 hour for a second. See what's going on here. I expect it to be overbought. Obviously, we're overbought. With that such an impulse, you expect to be there, but no signs of weakness just yet. If you're going to act upon this, it's a bit scary because you're basically, trying to time the top. Timing the top is going to be difficult, especially with no signs of bearish divergence, at least, or not even hitting a critical level of resistance. The real resistance starts to begin at these tops, and we're very close. I believe that we could get a bit higher in the short term, a bit of a retracement, a bit of a consolidation, and then another leg to the upside, another move to the upside. And I'm interested in taking profits at 82 cents and more or less 93 cents. For me, that would be epic, taking a bit of profits upon this move to the upside. Now, if you haven't taken profit already, guys, I understand the predicament. You're probably thinking, look, should I be taking profit now? Is it good enough? Did I buy the dip for nothing? Is it going to eat away at all my profits? If you bought in at these green arrows that I put in earlier on, and even at this horizontal, because we saw that we were basically really oversold for a good little while here. This was the zone to DCA, and the profits right now you would be in. Let's do a little bit of a measurement here, more or less. Let's keep it average right around here. If you were able to build a position right around here, from here to where we are right now, you're up 27%. Great gains. You can't deny it. Double digit, almost 30%. Pretty good stuff here. If you were lucky that you were able to front run, maybe take it at the point of control at previous highs, take a bit of profits here and there. Like I always say, scale in, scale out. You would be up 46%. Now, if you take a bit of a chance that this thing's going to retest and get a confirmation high, maybe get up to a higher level, show us some bearish divergence. We need more data. We need more price action. It's likely that we do get, back up here somehow, even if it's a little bit. You could potentially exit at a 50%. And then again, volume gap, if we get higher, 80%, you get my drift. The whole point of this right now is to make you realize that DCAing in, buying in scattered buy orders, and DCA out in taking profits in scattered orders is a great strategy because you don't know where the tops and the bottoms are going to be exactly. Okay, so the 4 hour right now, I think that we should be expecting more to the upside eventually. I'm curious to what the 1 hour is looking like. Still looking like it wants to get full retrace. Let's see what happens when the 1 hour gets oversold, and then let's see that reaction to the upside, and if the 4 hour maintains its overbought conditions for the next little while and maybe continues to the upside with a nice pop up, right? That's what I'm looking for here for IMX. I'm bullish. I've been scaling in here at the bottom of the range. This was a great area given that we had previous highs right here looking left, and holding support there was absolutely great, and DCing in this zone was awesome. I'm surprised that here on the daily, I'm really surprised that we're not getting any bullish divergence, and we did get a nice reactive move right there without any divergence, when any sign. So that tells me that maybe we can consolidate for the next little while until we get signs of bullish divergence here, even on the 4-day. What is the weekly looking like? Even the weekly not really showing us much with regards to pivot point divergence. Doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to, but it would be nice, right? So it's likely that maybe we get into a consolidation, a bigger wide range consolidation as we enter the bull run. In this transition to the bull run, we could have very sideways with price action with a huge range. And if you're good at range trading, obviously it's a dream. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to see you tonight, of course, at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. If you have any projects that you want me to cover here on the channel, that's a great time and place to make those requests. But of course, if you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Guys, join that Discord. The Discord is a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Go check that out, guys. See you tonight, 7:30 Eastern. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.